So for the goal of the low bear exercise, we are going to think about three things. One, I really want you to think about reaching your shoulder blades forwards as far as possible so we can really get a nice protraction position at the top of your low bear position. The second thing is going to be rounding your entire spine. I don't really want a neutral spine in this exercise. I actually want everything to be rounded, and that way we can work on breathing into our backs and expanding in between our shoulder blades. Last but not least, I want you to make sure that we are coordinating with intra-abdominal pressure and thinking about that as we are doing this exercise. So if you are unfamiliar of how to do that, you need to learn before we do this exercise. But what you are thinking about is breathing in, creating a rigid core, and making sure that we can maintain that pressure while we're breathing in this position. So what that's gonna look like is hands right under your shoulders, knees right under hips. You can go on knuckles if your hands bother you or your wrists bother you, or you can use dumbbells if that also feels a little bit better. But then your knees need to be right under your hips. Now we're gonna start by protracting those shoulder blades and rounding our backs as much as possible. From there, we're gonna create some intra-abdominal pressure. So you can exhale your air out and close the front rib cage a little bit. Then inhale into that exhale and create pressure in all directions. Maintain that and lift your knees off the ground an inch and hold. While we're here, we're focusing on actively reaching, maintaining a rounded back, and inhaling, not holding our breath. As you're holding your position, you should feel like you can breathe and not lose the pressure in your abdomen. If you feel like you're losing that, you might be done. You might be beyond your capability. Your diaphragm core stability system might be fatigued, or your other muscles might be fatigued. It's time to come out of the position. But ultimately, you should feel that you can hold the position longer and longer and reach a little bit more and maintain your range of motion as you're doing it. If you feel like you're holding your breath, or you feel like you can't breathe, or you lose the pressure in your abdomen while you're breathing, it's probably too hard for you and we need to come out of it a little bit. So we need to regress the position. We need to try a little less hard. You might need some coaching. So definitely want to address that as needed, but otherwise you should feel like you can really own this position and hold longer as you're doing this very consistently, and then you should feel like you have a lot more strength and endurance in your core stability system.